Fellas, a male model over here, a former male model anyway. Is that true?
No, that's not true. And I disagree with what Jane says over here as well, because I think women and men should utilize what they've got to improve themselves. If women want to use makeup and if men want to use makeup, why not? You don't have to, if a man uses makeup doesn't mean he's effeminate. He can be extremely macho. And to you say that it's a hate of themselves is complete, utter nonsense. They're using what they've got to better themselves. And I've heard a lot of women say they use it for themselves, but they also use makeup to attract the opposite sex. Just as a man does his hair, he uses aftershave and he wears a good suit to feel good, look good, and also to attract women. So what's wrong with that? Nothing whatsoever.
There's nothing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trying to make the most of yourself. I'm just saying that if you try and make your most of yourself by doing something very different, then what's left behind is not the most of yourself. What's left behind isn't good enough.
Two quickies before we go to the break. Lady down
Why
here.
does Jane wear makeup if she feels so strongly?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with actually wearing makeup. I mean, I started off by saying it's quite good to spend some time actually pandering to yourself and making the most of it. But what I'm saying is if you do that and you're trying to conform to some image, then what's left behind that doesn't conform to that image, which is you when you've got hairy legs, you when you get up in the morning, you when you open the door to the milkman, is something that you don't like. And that's what's sad. It's not the fact that you have to do it, it's the sad that's what's the reality. I mean, you should love the reality as well as like getting dressed for the evening and looking your best. There's nothing wrong with
Oh
it.
no, I wouldn't want to open the door looking dishevelled. Why? I've got my...
You.
Well, that's then, you know, we are ourselves.
But people, you should like, I mean, you can like yourself when you wake up in the morning and you look awful. You like yourself when you get
But
ready
you
to
come
go
out
out in the
with
evening.
lipstick and makeup on.
Because, I mean,
Why?
Had your hair streaked.
Why?
That's because it's
Oh,
hard.
yeah,
No, I'm not saying that you can't.
You've written a book.
No, I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying that what you should do is you should like all different parts of you. They're all different parts of you that are you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that you should try and understand why you're doing it, what pressures have been put on you doing it, and if you do it, you don't actually hate what's left of you.
One quick comment from this lady who's been waiting a long time, then we'll take our break.
Yes, I mean, I don't mind myself without makeup. I don't mind answering the door without makeup. But I enjoy wearing it, and I enjoy the wonderful feeling of getting ready to actually go out in an evening. That's part of the pleasure of going out, is getting yourself ready. And
But
Yeah.
would you, ladies and gentlemen, go as far as some of the people we're going to meet in a couple of ticks? After the break, we're going to be looking at a group of people who, well, don't go to extremes, but go a little bit further than perhaps most people would in order to look beautiful. Find out what's happening to them in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Meet Yasmin, or what you can see of her. What is going on?
Well, basically I'm in a body wrap, which is supposed to lose inches as opposed to pounds, I believe.
You've never had this done before. You very kindly, very gallantly volunteered to do it for us today. What does it feel like?
Wet and cold. Quite tight, but not uncomfortable. I'm told I'm supposed to keep moving all the time. I can hardly speak as well.
How long have you got to keep it on?
About an hour, I believe. And then it's supposed to lose between 8 and 15 inches. Is that correct?
Well, this is the expert. Tell us, first of all, the principle behind this, Diana.
Right. What we do is we start at the bottom of the leg, as you can see, and work up the whole of the body, using the bandages which are soaked in a sea clay solution. And that draws out the toxins through the skin. And as it tightens on the skin, it forms a nice smooth surface and contours the skin. Okay? And it smooths it, literally. The cellulite area, which tends to be a bit knobbly and bubbly, you will see quite a clear difference when she's unwrapped.
So it smooths your skin,
Yes.
and it makes you feel light, but doesn't lose weight.
No, it doesn't take any weight off. You might lose a pound, but basically what it's doing is drawing the toxins through the skin, which of course don't weigh very much at all.
But what's the net effect for her? Is she going to walk out of here feeling a new woman?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The skin will feel smooth and silky. She may have lost between 8 and 15 inches. We won't know that until we unwrap her, and we can never tell. But
Hang on, where's she losing 8 and 15 inches from?
Well, she may lose an inch off each thigh. She may lose an inch from the waist, an inch and a half from the hips and the buttock area. She can even lose an inch from each arm. So we're measuring quite a number of points of the body when we do the measurement.
But despite losing those inches, and I'm sorry to appear so dumb about this, but I don't encounter many people like this in my everyday life. Despite losing all those inches, she won't lose weight.
No, she won't lose any weight. As I say, just maybe a pound.
Is it safe?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, make her feel wonderful when she's had the wrap off. She'll feel wonderful for the rest of the day. And in fact, for a whole month afterwards.
For a whole month it lasts?
Yeah.
Will those inches remain off for a whole month?
Yes, 30 days. We guarantee 30-day staying off of inches, providing she sticks to a small regime, which is cutting out tea and coffee and wine, or alcohol, I should say.
Not eating anything.
Well, it's not. She can eat anything, but not cream cakes and all the things with high toxin value. And if she does that for the next 3 or 4 days, and then just maintains her weight for the next 30 days, she won't put any inches on.
How much is it going to cost her?
In our salon, £37.50 for one wrap. Worth every penny.
Oh, you would, wouldn't you?
Could I just explain that she wouldn't be in the salon like this? We'd normally put her in a little vinyl suit, and she would do exercises on our toning tables to keep the circulation going, which is part of the process of losing the inches.
We haven't seized up yet, have you?
No,
Right, okay. Let's go and talk to Kathy, and the ladies with Kathy. Now, Kathy, as you can see, has had all sorts of wires attached to her. Those wires were attached at the beginning of the programme, weren't they? Can you explain to people like dummies like me what's been happening since the start of the show to this poor woman who looks as though she's about to be electrocuted?
Well, basically, this is called the transient end treatment, which is now the transient Europe. Basically, what we do is put pads on the area she wants to lose the inches from. It's for specific real problem areas, like usually the tummy, the tops of the legs. And we place the pads on for 15 minutes. We measure it before she goes on, and then again in 15 minutes when she comes off, and we see the inch loss. Guaranteed every time.
How?
Well, it's basically it's exercising the muscles. It's lifting up the muscles and putting them back down again by a faradic current.
Faradic currents, again, are not part of my bedtime reading. I'm prepared to accept your word for it. But basically, like the other one, the other treatment, it loses inches but not weight.
No. If she wants to lose weight, obviously she goes on a diet. But obviously, with most women, they have problem areas around this sort of vicinity. And what happens is, with the machine, in 15 minutes, we just work on that problem. And then the weight, if she wants to lose weight, we give her a calorie-controlled diet.
But if she doesn't want to go on a diet,
No,
she has this treatment and her clothes don't fit her anymore.
That's right. She'll be able to get in a skirt a lot more easily,
All right,
and she'll lose inches around her waist.
I'm being a little mischievous. How, it is the dumbest question of all, how does it feel? How does it feel?
It feels all right, actually. It's you can feel like it pulling at the muscles. It's like a tickling sensation to start with, and then it sort of gets stronger.
It makes you giggle a bit.
Yeah, I did.
And then, it lasts about 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it gets stronger as you go on, but it's really relaxing. It's really nice.
And how much does this one cost?
The treatment is £10 a time.
What's happened? Has it succeeded?
Yes, she lost 8.5 inches in 15 minutes.
We've got to take your word for that. You did measure her.
We did measure her before and afterwards, and it was witnessed.
Do you feel slimmer?
I'll tell you when I put my clothes on. But you can't really tell lying here, but when I put my clothes on and it falls down around my feet, then you can see.
What do people think of treatment like this? Anybody like to? Yes, lady here.
My name's Rosalind. I have actually had the body wrap.
Oh, you've been a mummy?
I have been a mummy 3 times.
Yeah.
I put a stone and weight on in the summer, and I liked it all on the face and the top part of my body, but I didn't like it on the bottom part of my body.
Why? Just uncomfortable?
Well, I just didn't like it. I had a handful of fat on my stomach, and I really hated it. My bum was bigger and my thighs were bigger, and I just didn't like it. None of my tight-fitting clothes fitted. I had 3 wraps. On the first wrap, I lost 11.25 inches, and I could actually see the difference on my stomach. My children could see the difference on my stomach immediately.
Did they like it?
They loved it. That prompted me into being careful about my food. I followed the advice about the tea, the coffee, the alcohol. In fact, I don't drink coffee at all now because I had headaches for 3 days with caffeine withdrawal. So I've never gone back to caffeine since then. I took off 6 inches myself and 1/2 stone in weight, went back for another wrap, took another 10 inches off. Then between that wrap and the last one, I took off another 7 inches myself and another £6. And last night I had a wrap and I took another 11¼ inches off. It's 65 inches in total.
I'm surprised there's anything of you left to be here. But, it's a remarkable
And I
achievement.
feel absolutely great.
How much have you paid her?
I paid them £100.
Anybody who has reservations about this sort of stuff? Yes, lady here.
I don't think that I would like to do any of that. I think that basically we are what we eat and drink, and we should have enough self-control and perhaps self-esteem to maintain our diets.
That doesn't always happen, lads. I mean, I lost 2 stone since last summer, but I've still got the bits that I've tried toning up by exercise that just don't work. I mean, we do this at college, the Feradic and that, and it feels funny, but you get used to it after a while, don't you?
Anybody else feel? Yes.
I don't believe in it because I don't think it works. I think it might work now at the moment, but I don't think it will last.
Well, they did say, in fairness to them, that you should go back after, I think, a month in one case.
Yeah, so you've got to keep on the rest of your life, going back,
No,
month to
the
month.
thing is, it prompts you. It prompts you. You see the instant, something happening instantly, and it prompted me. I thought, look at this, I'm going to do something about it. And now my eating habits have changed. I don't want chocolate, I don't want cakes, I'm not having caffeine anymore. That has prompted me to be sensible.
Okay, we've got several people wishing to come in. First of all, the lady in blue.
Yes, I think if any treatment makes you feel really good, then it's worth having.
Who else wants to come in? Young man there.
It seems to me it's just like really creating a problem which didn't exist before, because like if women feel all right about their weight, when particularly women can watch this programme and then feel a need to go and have some of that treatment. And the thing I find slightly disturbing about it is that, you know, it works on such a cycle. After 30 days, you have to go back and pay the same money again. And after that month again, if you see the inches coming back, you'll just feel insecure and worthless again and have to have the treatment once more.
In fairness to the people involved in that particular business, they're not making any bones about that. They're not misleading anyone. They're making that perfectly plain, or they were making it perfectly
No,
plain
I mean,
to me.
they've had a long time to place an advert about their services as well, haven't they, really?
Okay. Who else had their hand up just down there? Yes, lady there.
Well, my friend said she had a body wrap, and she said she didn't lose any inches at all. And I think the only way to lose inches is on a low-fat diet.
Jane?
I think that the more alternatives that we're kind of presented with all these different, millions of different ways that we can actually change ourselves, the more we're going to want to change ourselves. If someone came up with the perfect remedy for balding, then men would probably get more and more hung up about balding. As it is, you can't really do very much about it apart from wearing a toupee, which is stupid. So men actually just accept it.
I mean, we are talking big business, folks, aren't we? We are talking £170 million a year on moisturisers. That's just the women. Never mind the fellas.
People in work there.
Well, sure. But are we confident? Are we confident, folks, that all of these things, not mean this particular one, but things like anti-aging creams, are we confident that they're working? No? Why not? Oh, she's got her mask off. Hello.
Metamorphosis, no.
What a wonderful... Do you feel better?
Oh, fantastic.
Is that... And you've got the mask there?
Yeah.
Just hold it up, Jane, so I can see it properly. So, really? Who are you going to put it on now?
Oh, no.
No, I'm joking.
No, it really feels I have a very dry skin, which feels normally quite tight. And it feels really supple, and it's a lovely feeling.
You're impressed?
Oh, I'm impressed.
We were talking about I was going to talk about things like anti-aging creams. Why do we not believe in it? Were you saying you didn't?
I don't know that they work. I think we develop the face that we deserve.
Yeah.
I really think we do. I think moisturisers do help. I'm sure. I've noticed my skin becoming drier over the years, and when you get to blah, 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 you know, you really have to start thinking that if you have a dry skin, moisturiser is going to help.
Anyone used anti-aging creams? Anyone? I thought the floor manager had his hand up there. He might well do, I can tell you. Yes?
Yes, I spent money and bought them and used them for a month, and I took the stuff back to the store and got my money back because they certainly didn't do my skin any good.
Anybody else had experiences like that? Lady here.
I've had cosmetic surgery.
Now then, let me ask this, why?
Well, I was at the age that I thought I needed it, and I just went for it.
And were you happy with the results? Would you care to tell us what you had done?
Yes, 14 weeks ago I had my neck done. Here, under the eyes, in the eyelids.
Yeah. Now that was obviously a long and, I presume, expensive business.
Yes.
Would you care to tell us how much?
£5,000.
£5,000. Do you feel £5,000 better?
To me, yes. When I look in the mirror in the morning, it's all tighter and I feel better myself.
Who did you do it for?
For me.
You did it just for you?
Yes, I'm divorced.
Yeah. How do you think it will improve your life?
Well, I'm more confident because I'm at the age that I need this. My children are all grown up. And I'm there on my own, and I thought this is what I would do. I always wanted a facelift.
Anybody else would go that far? No?
I think it takes a lot of guts.
Lady there.
I'd just like to say that we do all have a choice, don't we? We don't have to do any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we want to do it, it makes us feel better. That's our business, surely.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, I don't feel pressurised into doing any of these things.
Lady behind you.
I'll tell you what upsets me the most. What upsets me the most is there's other people on this world, on this planet, that are starving from famine. And that money could do so much to help them.
That has nothing whatsoever to do with it. No. You're spending money on yourself. That's not being mean. What has people starving on their planet got to do with it?
I've got to tell you that I might be starving and out of a job unless I say bye-bye to you at home. See you same time, different place tomorrow. Sorry to interrupt you. Do carry on. Hope you enjoy the show. Bye-bye. Carry on.
Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. If you're wise, exercise all the fat off. Take it off of here, off of there. When you see it anywhere with your hat off, be sure to have a wave in your hair.
What barriers has your love had to overcome? Have illness, family problems or religion?